kupishana na kenye Clinton atasema, alafu pia Mutei atafuata. Lakini Clinton, ulikuwa unasema aje?
Nelson ni rafiki yangu. Nelson ni chai moja moto na escort. Atakuwa cool down. So Jakes, I think
umetaja escort, Nelson akafurahi.
I think ulipea yule polisi 50 minutes za kuni lecture. Is the guy a police officer? Na mbona ananiletea hasira zote za account yake? Mara kuna negative 3,000. Am I the causative agent? Surely. So I didn't understand why ayana hasira zake zote alikuwa anaeka kwa mlango yangu. Ukisikia venye my sister Shiro ama Roda anasema tomorrow is not a normal demonstration, tomorrow it is war. And when government plans to repel the war, they say the government is now overdoing it. They are not coming for demonstration, they are coming for war, according to Roda. And she is even supporting it with a Bible verse. So I support the government, yes. But we have intelligence. If our intelligence tells us that tomorrow is not a normal demonstration, it is war, then we have to prepare to face the warmongers. Yeah. So, Rhoda, thank you for telling us that you are not just demonstrating. It is a war you are planning against the democratically elected government. So, tukutane kesho.
Did I say like that? Did you say? Did I hear say like that?
Kidogo tu,
Did
Rhoda.
I say like
that? I say tomorrow is war. Ndio niendelee. Kama nimesema uongo naachia hapo natoka.
Umemaliza? Sijajua umeachia wapi.
Nilikuwa nakuambia ameuliza swali, did she say tomorrow it is war? Ama nilisikia vitu zangu.
Amesema if God is for us, nobody can be against us.
And tomorrow it is
and tomorrow it's about ule kila mtu aende ajitetea. Akasema ule ako Isili atokee kesho, yule ako Kibera atokee kesho. Akaita kila mtu atokee kesho kwa sababu kesho ni siku ya mtu kwenda kujitetea na haki yake. Na I think maybe sijui kama labda wewe ndio ukumuelewa, mimi nimemuelewa hivyo.
Yeah, alikuwa na explain hivyo lakini kuna the word war alitumia. That's what I'm saying. So, nikimalizia
I mean this protester will get the fruit what we want. We will get the fruit. For example, that they open our server. That's what we know, our justice and the truth.
Okay, thank you.
And I know we will get the fruits. That's what I mean, because to do the protester is something you get the fruits.
So
it costs. It costs a lot. Democracy is cost. It costs a lot of sweat. Okay, it's not for free, and we must protect our democracy.
Okay, Clinton.
Jakes, I don't have any problem with those who are going for demonstrations. I want them to be genuine. What are we demonstrating against? Is it the servers to be opened? Is it the cost of living? Is it? Are we now in a revolution? Ruto has been ruling us for over 50 years. We now have to take power back. What are we demonstrating against? And what are the mixed reactions about?
Okay.
Do they want the server opened? Do they want to march to Statehouse to install?
I mean, tomorrow to us to do demonstration. We are not the first one. Cuba, they have done. Brazil, they have a big demonstration. Brazil some month ago. So it's not our Kenya is not the first country. Kenya is a country need to be respected. Not people they do whatever they want.
Rhoda,
so we have right to say how we feel. We have right to say how we think.
Rhoda,
I agree with you, Rhoda.
Rhoda,
I agree with you, but allow Clinton to finish. Nelson, you're saying something? Yes, Nelson.
I'm just reminding Rhoda that Clinton is asking a question. And the question is, what is the agenda for the mandamation and demonstration? Rhoda, are you trying to say that Kenya should have a demonstration and mandamano because Brazil and Cuba is doing it? Do you have an agenda? Do you have a reason?
Agenda for me, reason for my own behalf. If I do demonstration, like if I'm going to be in the road to the marching, I know what I want, because this government is do things without non-constitution. Like, for example, like the way they bring a lot of they're called EAC. They're called what? 50. It's not constitution. 50. That is unbelievable.
Let me finish.
50.
Rhoda,
Higher.
are you aware of
How did Ruto came there president? I want to know, how did Ruto you came there president? How?
Rhoda, the
How?
EAC.
There's many things we have to do demonstration, protester, and server also, and cost of living.
Okay.
So
and people are dying. People are killing in Barigo, and he will not care. People are killed in Pokot. He doesn't care. So there's a big thing. We can take the director in Statehouse and we ask him.
1 minute.
And then we can get out to the office. He's doing nothing.
Okay, Clinton, go ahead. And then we are going to have someone to ask you a question as well.
Just give me a minute, then I summarize.
Okay.
So, thank you, Nelson, for putting my question straight so that she can understand. But I also have to confirm.
Kidogo to Clinton. Nelson, wipe your camera. Umekuwa blurry. But go ahead.
I have changed from the phone to tablet, and I think this tablet has issues.
Okay.
Jex, you are concerned even with the urembo ya watu kwa show. Anyway. So, I was telling the TSS that he's talking about came last week na maandamano mlianza before. So sijui kama mlishajua watakuja 50. Another question umeulizwa, unasema Brazil, Senegal wamekuwa wakifanya maandamano. Do we do because they are doing, Rhoda? And to summarize,
no, we're not doing it because I just want to tell you, some people, Kenya Kwanza, they put Kenya down. They think Kenya is not a Kenya. The way I can see them, they think Kenya, we don't have a democracy. That's the way I feel how they do that. They think.
Yes. So that's what the rule of debate is, that you give somebody time to finish and then you're given time to counter. Rhoda,
sorry,
you don't jump in and out as if it's a restaurant.
Ukiwasha mic inakuwa ngumu kwa mute, but Clinton, go ahead so that you can be asked question by Shadi Junior and together with Nelson.
So Jex,
go ahead. Yes.
I don't know the status of the guy that was so bitter that kesho kwa street watu wanauliwa, saizi magari wanaleta watu sijui Jogoo Road. Mimi sijui Nairobi, hata Jogoo Road sijui iko wapi. But I'm sure iko Nairobi. So if that guy was a police officer talking like that, then the guy hao ndio wale tunasikianga kwa news wamefanya kitu mbaya. Because a police officer under oath cannot be speaking like that. So I really feel for the guy, though alituchekesha, niliona kila mtu was very happy as the guy was talking. But the situation in the country should be controlled. And if it is what the opposition is planning to do on the government, then the government cannot go to church and pray against the war that the opposition is trying to bring on them. They will have to act. And when they act, there will be casualties. So it is us, the people, to restrain ourselves. We must know what we want. Yes, the cost of living is high, Bwana Jex. I confessed last week that I was in Kenya in February. And I regretted why I went there because I was doing budget like a lot of money. So I was worried. So we accept the cost of living is high. But the former president also told us that, yes, it is high, but it is due to the factors like the war in Ukraine. The war in Ukraine is not over, even if sisi tumekuwa na transitional government. The war is not over. Yeah? Then we keep on telling our president that you told us ukiweka tu hivi Biblia chini ungekuwa umetujengea barabara, ma stadium, chakula ingekuwa imeshuka bei. The president was elected for 5 years. And now we are in the 6th month. We are talking of revolution. He has to go. Haja deliver. We are comparing him with the former president that worked for 10 years. We are not being fair. Let us just go to the street and tell our president, oh, Mr. President, this cost of living is too high. Mr. President, the subsidies on education that you've removed inatufinya hivi na hivi. And subsidies, I don't think even enzi za Kibaki tulikuwa na subsidies for education. It was just something that was struck completely so that those things like books and other materials that parents were buying, serikali ilichukulia, ilibeba hizo lawama, ama zinaitwaje kwa Kiswahili, ilichukua hizo mizigo. So I think that is what the government can do, so that the money we could have used as parents to buy books, we can invest it somewhere or use it to pay other bills. Yeah, but we can't be living on subsidies. Eti mara tumesubsidize unga, tumefanya nini na nini. And then I also don't support His Excellency when it comes to the budget making process. Jamaa anatuambia kila siku Jakes, tumesubsidize fertilizer, akiingia ilikuwa 6 billion. Saizi kwa ile budget niliona ilikuwa 16 ama 14 billion subsidized fertilizer. And one thing I'm sure of, Jakes, even though I support His Excellency, ni kwamba Ruto is the biggest farmer in Kenya. Na akishachukua 16 billion atuambia tumesubsidize fertilizer, then hapo napo wanatoa aerial nasema hapa ni kama tunaibiwa. Unaelewa? So there are things the government is doing. I don't support them, yes. But going to the street to tell us that Ruto must go cannot work. We have to find amicable solutions. Monday mlipewa holiday, watoto hawakwenda shule, so kesho pia nasikia mko na 2 holidays in a week. Ni wananchi wa kawaida wataumia kwa sababu we don't have the power over these 2 people, and when the government is tired, wataachilia watu waingie CBD, waibe kila kitu, ma investors watoroke, ndio sasa wananchi tunao support maandamano tufurahie. Asante sana Jakes.
Thank you so much. Nelson, you had a question?
Yes, more than questions. First of all, I want to demystify certain things. Again, it should go on record that I've always been saying I am not pro maandamano. However, it is so unfortunate that this is the only language that the government of the day, any government of the day of this country called Kenya, can listen to. Having said that, I have some few questions and demystify some few lies that has come from Clinton and this guy who has kitambaa kwa kichwa, sijui ni mwanamke ama ni mwanaume, Shady. I'm sorry. Shady talked about certain things that I don't know how they were making sense to him. Even him talking about them and they were coming from him. I don't know how he was listening to himself. He talked about hali ya maisha and the economy ilianza kuwa mbaya wakati wa handshake. And now, let me talk about the handshake a little bit. Jake, people tend to forget and people confuse the serikali ya Kibaki na Raila kama nusumkati government, hiyo whichever thing that people called nusumkati government, handshake, and what Raila is fighting for. And people think, actually, before Raila Raila and Uhuru came into agreement, and then they sat down and then they had the so-called handshake, people was anticipating that Raila wants half of the government of Uhuru Kenyatta's government, which was not the case. It only happened that they called whatever thing they had in between them as a handshake. They worked together, like not really together like Raila was in the government, but then Raila worked closely with Uhuru Kenyatta. They were now using this term, we can talk to each other and not at each other. Today, people are now assuming, oh, you want a handshake with Ruto. Ruto is not ready to give you a handshake. Raila has not even, Clinton has not even talked to Raila to ask him, Jaduom, do you want the handshake? Jay does not, Shady who says that it is good to steal and become a president as long as you're not from the richer family, has not even heard Raila saying, I want a handshake. And even if you want a handshake, it is for the betterment of the people. We want peace. If that peace can be built through that handshake and people can talk to each other, not at each other, so be it. That is the best thing for us. Personally, I want that peace. I have a business. I'm paying fee. I'm depending on myself. I'm not salaried. I'm not employed by anybody. Raila is getting government funds from whatever. I don't know. He's a former office of Uhuru Kenyatta is getting his pension as a former as a former president. Ruto today is getting his salary as a president, and he told Sam Shady confirmed here that he was so happy when Ruto was stealing because now that has made him to become a president. So this hula baloo of, oh, he wants a handshake, he wants this, he wants not. Please save us those. Now, Clinton, to answer you, the reason as to why I think it is necessary to put a voice there, even though I am not in support of the means and the method that is being used to put that voice loud to the government to be heard. It's simple. When you talk about the cost of living having gone high during Uhuru Kenyatta's government, I would say, yes, it was high, but we were seeing things being done. Road constructions were everywhere. Nairobi as a county was looking like a construction site. Things were being done, development projects, left, right, center. However, that is not just a proof enough for having high cost of living. Today, we are paying taxes. Clinton, I'm sorry, you're not paying taxes, but maybe your relatives back home here are paying taxes. We are paying taxes. Money is not circulating in the economy. Money is not anywhere to come by. Things are so expensive, and you're not seeing where your taxes are going. And you're not seeing even a single development project being done, not even in Nairobi County, not even in Nyandarua County, not even Marakwet, not even Kerio Valley, not even fighting the bandits into a successful manner. All that you see people having press conference left, right, center, press conference left, right, center, talking about shenanigans, giving theatrics and dramas and talking about the opposition and calling Raila names left, right, center. That's not, and again, you all forgetting that constitutionally, it is in record that for the past 10 years that the high cost of living was high, the deputy president of that government, past government, was none other than the sitting president today, William Samoei Ruto. There is nothing. Unaweza tamani sana kutoa jina yake hapo uweke Raila, lakini uwezi. Alikuwa humu ndani. So I think for us, Jake, it is just a call of soberness among us young people. I think we'd rather use this platform here to advise our young people that, you know what, in as much as we might differ with your grievances of going on the streets tomorrow, you might really want to go. You are here, you are going tomorrow. You have told us you will go, but please refrain from causing chaos. Refrain from having any crude weapon. Refrain from following these people blind. I think that is what this platform can really help us, but not justifying certain things that do not really make sense. You understand? Not justifying certain things that only benefits Ruto and the co, Raila and the co.
Nelson,
because honestly, it doesn't make sense.
Nelson, just a minute. And the guy is also borrowing left, right, and center. Alafu akikuja kwa press anatuambia, we don't want again to go into borrowing that deep. And
can I say something?
Hajengi barabara, hajengi shule, hajengi nini. So unajiuliza, pesa zinaenda wapi? Hata leo hii ako Berlin. Niko sure atatoka na Cologne. Na unajua Uhuru used to borrow like ametoka UK amepewa 20 billion, unasikia hii inaenda sijui kwa CBC education something. Lakini hapa jamaa in 6 months niliona kwa NTV ameborrow like 5 times. But nothing. Yes. Even in Eldoret town completely no, hakuna barabara inajengwa.
Hakuna.
Sijui ana save alafu akuja to surprise na maendeleo kila mahali mpaka hakuna njia tutapitia ama I'm still thinking about it. Maybe let us give it time. Thank you.
Yeah. Budget ya kununua magari ndio zina explode. Rigiji ndiye anavaa magoggles, watu ndio wana flaws na mabunduki. Jake, I come across the young people who are close to power today in town. My office is thank God I have an office within the CBD along Mamangina Street. You know, that is the place where the creme de la creme normally, you know, loiter around. In the manner in which they're behaving, anyway, anyone close to power would behave like that. But again, I wanted to touch on an issue which Clinton brought on book, and one of our colleagues said he's a man in uniform. Actually, honestly speaking, even me, I doubted to some extent. First of all, he said today he's at work. That is why he was hiding his face and he never wanted to be seen. So I was wondering, hiyo kelele yote alikuwa napiga, wenzake walikuwa wapi? That's number one. Number two, oath of office must be respected. And with the things that he said, I think the guy using this platform alone, the DCI can track him even within 20 minutes or 20 seconds, and he can be, you know, arrested, you know, interdicted and the rest. But if at all he was a man in uniform, then Jake, you need to follow up on that guy, and then we offer him some assistance, because honestly speaking, he spoke like somebody under depression, someone going through a lot. He was almost sending for us his payslip, maybe tungemchangia. He had a negative 3,000, and that guy talked with a lot of pain, which I really think, as a person and as a young person, we need. If Jake, you can
And
follow him.
that's why I said, we allow
Yes.
everyone to speak, because at times a problem shared is a problem half solved. So him ventilating was good. So to me, I allowed it, and with no form of, because by the end of the day, some of these things, if whatever he says is true, we will see it tomorrow. Kesho iko mbali, actually it's today, so we will see it. So at some of these things unasemanga tu, we will let it play out. So just allow him, and yeah, just allow him. I don't know if you're through. I want to bring Harrison na wageni, niko na wageni, ndio kwa maana Nelson, unaona saa zingine ninakuvamia. Niko na wageni, unaona hapa tuko na wageni, tuko na Richard mgeni, karibu sana. Tuko na Harrison mgeni, karibu sana. Honorable Dave, habari ya saa hii, karibu sana. Isa amekuwa very patient, karibu sana. So allow me to begin with Harrison, and I'll pay 2 minutes each, so that I also have many of you talking. But before Harrison you speak, allow me also to keep on congratulating those who are, or rather to acknowledge those who are sending their messages. We see it, we see them, and we appreciate them. Hilda Hashini, that is the correct word. Asante sana. Unasema tomorrow tuko ndani kabisa. Asante. Lisa Kauchi umesema ni aje? Violeta Ondieki, yes. I don't know what you're saying. Violeta Ondieki umesalamiwa hapo na Lisa Kauchi. Alice J na kuona, Elena Arimi na kuona, na Alice J pia. Harrison, endelea.
Asante sana Jake. First of all, poleni sana kwa kuingia late. Leo nilikuwa caught up somewhere. But before niseme any other thing, the last time tulikuwa hapa niliongelea mambo ya honesty. The problem yenye tuko nayo na the current Ruto's regime ni lack of honesty. So when even, let me sympathize with the Inspector General of Police. I know most of us listened to his statements. Ukiona as inafika an extent yenye now the police inataka kutake control ya kunyang'anya watu democratic rights. At that point unajua tu everything is wrong. This Kenya Kwanza government started on a wrong note. If you remember, 2 days ago I said here, us as the youths and as the citizens, truly misunderstand the concept of bottom up. They played us very nicely, tukaingia ndani, tukasahau the concept. And their real definition was kila kitu iende up. See, so even if we are going to street tomorrow, we don't expect anything to go down, because what those guys meant in real essence was everything to go up. As we speak now, some of us are dying hungry. parents, we don't have school fee. How many people are enjoying themselves in this country? Look at Rigathi Gachagua. Look at Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen. Look at President Ruto and all the failures around him. These guys are living big at the expense of Kenyans. As much as we are business people, na tunafanya biashara, for a country to be stable, some sacrifices have to be made. Nilisema hapa juzi, tusiseme ati hii kitu Raila Odinga anafanya ni benefit yake. Ukiangalia the last tweet Raila Odinga alitweet juzi, alisema ati siku moja yeye akikufa hataki generation inakuja iseme alikuwa hapo na hakufanya kitu. Kwa hii sisi tuko hapa. We Eject uko na watoto, Nelson akona maybe akona watoto, mimi and every one of us. Sisi wenye tuko saa hii tunaachia watoto wetu legacy gani? Tutaenda kudance, hii dance ya kudanganywa. Na sisi because tukidanganywa na tukubali kudanganyika, inatubidi tudanganye watoto wetu. So unaona, hii system itabaki tu ime-move. And that is why I wanted to point out again, I wanted to correct Nelson somewhere. Being a man in uniform doesn't deny your right to be a human being. You can express yourself in whichever way you feel fits you. So whoever the officer was, that guy is frustrated. The only place angeongelea hiyo maneno ni hapa. So ameongea, amemaliza, imetoka kwa roho. Aya, kuja leo. Nilikuwa town, Raila Odinga akiingia town, alikuwa Nyamakima. For the first time, nilimake effort ya kwenda kusikiza. Now, if you listen to what the Nyamakima guys were talking about, ina make a lot of sense. Jake, if you have a business today and you're paying a rent of 30,000, for you to pay that 30,000, the business income inafaa ikuwe in a month una earn 120 and above. If, for example, mimi nikuje nifungue biashara kando yako na hiyo biashara yangu mi naleta vitu free of charge na pesa ya chini, then I give them at a throwaway price. Do you expect my neighbor to raise the rent? What the government is doing? When did China Center come to Kenya? China Center imekuja juzi venye wameingia kwa serikali. To me, my own observation is like walikuwa na promote China Center, because uwezi amka asubuhi siku moja na useme kuna China Center, then useme unataka kuifunga China Square, I mean, then unataka kuifunga, then the next after 2 days again inaoperate. What are you doing? Sisi market. So these guys na hizi taxes zao na hizi mchezo zao, we as the youth, sisi kama vijana na each and everyone, no matter which tribe is there, this one is not about tribes. This one is not all about Raila Odinga. This one is not about Babu Owino or Azimio. This is about Kenyans. When the taxes are high, hii tax iangalii ni Mkikuyu, ni Mjaluo, ni Mkamba, ni Ugani, ni kila mtu. When economy is depressed, Jake,
endelea.
Yeah, sorry. When the economy is depressed, the whole nation is depressed. So okay. As we speak now, I am very sure that Kenya ndio nchi yenye iko na the saddest population in the whole of Africa. Because seriously, we are dying. You look at it's so sad unapata a old minister ama a old government officer anaenda ana post kwa Facebook page yake ama Twitter account yake ati unga ni 150. Seriously speaking. And these people want to rule this country for 5 years with dishonesty. So personally, I'll encourage everybody, hata kama utaenda kwa hiyo maandamano physically, but let us do something to show that we are also supporting that cause. It doesn't have to be violence. Violence doesn't solve, but let us find a way as the youth to do away with the lies, to say enough is enough, tell us the truth. Uhuru Kenyatta used to be a very good president. To me, he was a good president. Reason ni alikuwa mtu honest. Alikuwa anawaambia hii nitafanya, lakini nitaifanya hivi. Akikopa deni anakopa, anawaambia natengeneza barabara, ndio hiyo barabara ikuje ilipe. Unaona, this somebody anakuprepare psychologically. Unalipa deni yenye itakusaidia in future. But sasa hii wanakopa, kazi ni ndege. Akitoka US ako wapi. If you see our Minister of Sports anaenda kuwatch mpira ya Manchester United, what is that? Inasaidia economy na nini? By the way, I'm sad.
I feel your pain, sir. Allow me to also have someone else.
Thank you.
Honorable Dave, if you can unmute and give us your contribution, sir.
Okay. Habari ya Dave, habari ya Jex.
Niko salama, asante sana. Habari ya leo?
Salama sana. Mimi nashukuru kwa sababu ya mjadala huu, alafu pia nashukuru kwa sababu ya mitandao. Actually mitandao imetusaidia kujua ukweli na something very funny nowadays. Labda huenda si mimi peke yangu, though I'll just speak on my behalf. And nowadays even I don't watch the news because ukifungua news, sisi ambao hatuwezi tukafika na tuko mbali na Nairobi na Bungoma town na maybe Kisumu, we feel so painful unaposikia news inapotoka ni matusi. People ambao una expect ya kwamba wanaonyesha a good example kwa community, kwa watoto, watu wazima ambao mtu ni deputy president, mwingine ni ma ministers, wengine wabunge, maana ambao anatoka nao ni matusi mazito mpaka you wonder surely where are we heading to as a country. That's why mimi nashangaa hata even today when you find some member of parliament ambao they're supposed to put the government into check, wao ndio sasa wanarudi kwa upande wa serikali. I really wonder kama hao kweli they don't feel the pinch ambao mwananchi wa Kenya na feel. Because ukweli ni kwamba wakati Ruto alipokuwa anafanya campaign, he stood on the podium na alizunguka in the entire country akipatia watu duration yenye atafanya kazi na itakuja kuonekana. Na kwanza alikuwa na insist kabisa, na nashukuru manake media hata leo hii imeweka in record all the words ambazo alikuwa anadanganya watu. For real, hii ilikuwa ni kudanganya watu. Alikataa BBI na akapinga with the strongest term possible, wakiongea mabaya sana juu ya mambo ya uongozi, watu kujitakia matumbo zao. I'm telling the truth for sure, watu wengi Kenya, hata kama sijui ni Sinovet inatoa percentage fulani ati ndio wenye wanaunga maandamano, hiyo si ukweli. Percentage kubwa inaunga maandamano. Manake ukweli ni kwamba wale ambao wanasafa huku chini pasipo kutoa sauti yao ni wengi sana. Yenye wangekuwa na access kufika Nairobi to say the truth, hata sidhani kama kuna mahali au maskera hata wangesimama bishana na umati watu ambao wangebishana na wao. So hata anybody akiwa kwa group hapa ambaye anaona kana kwamba serikali inafanya sawa, tuwaachie nafasi wafanye kazi yao, it is true, ni sana nafasi tupatie nafasi wafanye kazi yao. But the truth of the matter is this: wakati president alipokuwa anafanya campaign, he stood on the podium akiambia watu namna gani? Alikuwa anaambia watu kwamba after 100 days nikiweka Biblia chini. Hizo wordings zilikuwa zinaweka katika mioyo ya watu. Leo watu wanapo protest, we don't protest kwa sababu ya Raila Odinga. That's not the truth. We are protesting because maisha kusema kweli ni ngumu. So mambo ya kusema huyo mganga na Raila Odinga sio anashtakia makuu, that's a lie. Na hizi zingine inabidi tuambiane tu ukweli. Na nimegundua pia kuna Wakenya hapo wanasema pia wanaroa kipumbavu, manake wanajua ukweli na yetu wanataka kutetea kile ambacho si sawa. Tunapoongea ili mambo ambayo tunaongea malapa, tunaongea because we are feeling the pain. Right now nikikwambia ukweli, mimi hata some of my kids sija manage kwa rucha shule because hata mtoto wangu ambaye ako college wa deny help. Na you can imagine ile kitu ambacho sisi ambao tunatoa university, whatever we are passing through, tunapitia shida yenye si mchezo. Serikali inakupesha pesa nyingi sana. Baada ya kukupa pesa, ukweli ni kwamba there is nothing that is being done ambayo tunaweza tukashuhudia kwamba kuna kitu kinafanyika. Mimi I believe ya kwamba wanapokopa pesa there are some activities ambazo zinafaa zionekane zikifanyika. Lakini kusema kweli saa hizi whatever serikali ingekuwa inashughulikia na watu watangacha maandamano, the cost of living ingerudi chini. I don't think kama watu wangeenda kwa barabara kuandamana, watu hawangebeba nini masufuria. But unapokuja na kuanza kutoa projects kama kujenga manyumba, saa hizi watu wanasikia njaa. Hata ujenge hizo nyumba, ni nani ataishi kwa nyumba akiwa na njaa? It's very difficult. Hata sasa kulipa rent ni vigumu. So ukweli ni kwamba ukiangalia hata Kenya Power saa hizi stima imeenda kiwango ambacho yani ime skyrocket. Unalipa token ya shilingi 500, siku mbili token imeweza kukupigia kelele, inataka tena uload token nyingine. Mpaka unashangaa kusema ukweli, serikali inatupeleka wapi? Aliposema akasema namna gani? Alisema kwamba hakutakuwa na kuongeza stima Yeye mwenyewe aliconfess those words. Unajua wananchi nasema kweli this time round tumefunzwa mambo. Na this my desire. Kenyans tuerevuke. Tusipige kura because tunataka kupiga kura. Tupige kura tukijua kwamba huyu mtu anatetea haki za wanadamu, huyu mtu anaongea ukweli. Tumechoka na kudanganywa. Ukweli ni kwamba serikali hili tudanganya. You can imagine ma CAS ambao sasa hivi wanapostiwa. There is something ambaye Ruto alicheza wa Kenya. Ndio maana yake inafaa tuambieni ukweli, na hata hii kitu naomba irekodiwe vile Nelson wameongea, wengine wamesema ukweli wao. Hii kitu inafaa iende viral na watu wakuja wataifuatilia baadaye. Ruto alifanya ujanja. Wakati wameenda kotini kupinga CSS kuapishwa, yeye anaamuka mapema sana, anaenda anaapisha watu na wanatoa ujumbe kwa Twitter handle ya kwamba bunge haina uwezo wa kuveta watu wote. Maanake alijua kwamba hiyo kitu itapingwa. Alafu immediately kufika by saa 3 wakati watu wanaenda kotini, already ma CS wote wameshaapishwa. Yeye anakimbia anaelekea upande wa Kisii. In real sense, kuna ujanja mkubwa sana katika serikali, na Wakenya lazima tufunguke macho. Lazima tujue kwamba kuna ukweli. Hata maaskari ambao wanapiga wananchi, some of them wanapitia machungu, wengine wao wanaumia, ile tu wako chini ya oath, but wangeliweza kuexpress their views. Hata wao wengi wao wanatamani waingie kwa umati pia waandamane kwa sababu ya haki zao. Na mahali tunaelekea kama Wakenya, kama hii kitu haitabadilishwa, hata wa maaskari pia watakuja kuingia kwenye maandamano kivyao. Maana ukweli ni kwamba nchi ya Kenya, where we headed to the dogs, and it's high time as Kenyans we stand strong and we say no. Lazima hata kama ni kwa mitandao, kama huwezi fika kwa maandamano kwenye mitandao, let's our voices be heard. Kama julikana kwamba Kenya tumekataa, tumechoka na kunyanyaswa, hata kubali ile era ya Moi. Turudi katika wakati ambapo watu walikuwa wanashikwa kama kizimbani bila kupelekwa mahakamani. There are things ambazo Wakenya kusema kweli tunaumia. So ombi la moyo wangu tu ni moja ya kwamba tuambiane ukweli. Na Dave, naomba hata kwa hii channel, in case mtu anaamuka na kuanza kuongea uongo, I think the best thing is just to kumute, because akonja tudanganyane. Tuko hapa tuambiane ukweli. Wengine wanaongea ni kana kwamba wanatetea Ruto, yet Kenya wanatetea ni uongo tu ukweli. Mtu anaamka na kusema nataka handshake. Hata sisi tunajua. Mimi siende hata pale kwa sababu ya handshake. Ninajua mimi mwenyewe ndio ninaumia. Hata yeye pia ambaye anaongea juu handshake, yeye pia anaumia. Raila hataki handshake, na hata sisi watu wa Azimio hatutaki Raila achukue mambo na handshake. Tunataka kila kitu iwekwe sawa, kusudi tu mwananchi wa chini pia aweze kupata haki yake. Aliposema bottom up, aliongea kila upande na kutukana watu wengine vile wao hawajui kuongoza. Amekuwa kwa uongozi kwa miaka 10. Manake nienda alikuwa deputy president. Mambo ya kusema kwamba Raila pia aliharibu serikali, hiyo ni uongo. Saizi wanapanga njama ya kutuma vijana katika mitaa ili kesho kifika asubuhi wajiingize kwa watu wa maandamano kusudi waweze kuua watu. Nataka niseme hivi, Mungu tunayemwomba pia halali. Kama wao pia wanaomba Mungu, hata sisi pia tuna Mungu. Na I believe kama Mungu wao ni Mungu wa kweli, then hata kesho Mungu wetu ambaye sisi tunamwabudu atasimama na atatutetea. Na ukweli ni kwamba waliiba kura. Tunajua ukweli jinsi hali ilivyo. Na kama wanajua kuiba kura, hii server ifunguliwe. What's the big deal na kufungua server? Si ni kufungua tu na kila kitu wekwe sawa. Mbona wanang'ang'ana? Mbona wanakataa? Mbona wanazuia? Ati election ilishapita. Some things ni vitu za kuweka tu wazi. Na I think mambo itakuwa laini kabisa. Hii Kenya hata kama inaenda kutokea vita, serikali ndio yenyewe inaenda kuhusika vita vitolewe. Mwananchi akiwa na njaa, ukweli ni huu. A hungry person is a angry man. So sisi pia tuna hasira yenye tungeweza participate kwa kupewa binduki, na kwambia ukweli Jex, tungeingia mtaani tutetea haki zetu, but because we are peace loving Kenyans hatutaki kwenda katika barabara hiyo. Lazima serikali iwajibike, na kesho watu wakiuawa, serikali ndio inafaa yani take responsibility kwa maafa ya watu. God bless you all.
Amen.
Umepanda
double
swali hautaulizwa wewe. Wacha
mimi nitajibu akiulizwa.
Kidogo tu ndakuuliza.
Nitajibu. Naona Shadia ana jambo. Ni sawa.
Subiri tu hapo kidogo. Isa sijui unatufuata na maoni yako ni yapi? Asante kwanza kwa kuwa mtulivu kwa show. Maoni yako ni yapi?
Good evening, listeners.
Thank you, sir.
It's disappointing watching the government that came to power in the pretext of saying that it's going to support the youth. the underprivileged, and then they turn around to oppress them. Look at you, all of you, if I can see, most of us, I think, we are young in the sense that we have young families, or if we don't have young families, we are starting families. Those people who think that we follow Raila Odinga blindly, I can tell them here and now that we are not stupid. Raila Odinga is not a god. It's not a cult. Somebody who stands with a purpose. Somebody who is there to see the generations of tomorrow to continue. But when somebody stands here and says that we don't talk of justice, and then we are here everywhere preaching peace. What kind of peace is that if we don't say the truth? It's taxpayers' money that paid for those servers wherever they are. It's Kenyans' money that procured whatever services for the IPC. Now we're here saying that, oh, servers we can't open, the people who are supposed to open servers is not the president. It's the head of the state. He has powers to say those servers to be opened, and then Kenyans to know the truth. We know, we went to the Supreme Court, and then the servers were not open. Only they took what was presented, but some of the things you wonder if this court even stands for the truth. What if they give when they give an order that we want to get a report from the servers, and then those orders are not obeyed? What kind of courts are those? And then they don't even ask those ones who have been served with the orders why they didn't obey the orders, like opening of the servers. In fact, we could not be talking about the elections that has passed. We could be talking of other things now. Coming to the subject of tomorrow, like Mandamano, that's from tonight. Nothing is found on a silver plate. Everything you have to work hard for it. The freedom we have Kenya today, since independence, some people sacrifice life. It's not easy. You can see some people just stamping how the government in power is good, but we can see from the actions, from what they are doing. In fact, they are like campaigning. They are not working. All they are doing is just taking resources, right? It's your person. Is what campaigns, but I do listen to him. He talks a lot of sense, and no one has come out to stand out so that we follow him. Raila Odinga started his journey way back many years ago. If we have very good students of history here, way back many years, not even his father helped him to start his journey. He followed what was right, and that's why Kenyans are following him. Many Kenyans are following Raila Odinga, whether you like it or not. You are not paid to follow him. He doesn't pay people to go to his campaigns. But the thing that they keep on saying that he was in the handshake, Raila Odinga, everyone knows he had no position in the Kenyatta regime. But all he wanted was peace. That's what they were extending to Ruto, and Ruto did not want, because he wanted to use the opportunity to rally the masses so that he could win the way he has done now. But see, what are the repercussions? What are we having now? Or I'm saying, or I'm urging the young people, speak the truth, say the truth all the time. You have sons, daughters, or young family you are bringing up. If you keep on being blind on things that you can see, what are you going to tell your son, your daughter, your young siblings? Let us learn to say the truth at all times. It will help us. Just to make a summary of what I have, I don't have to say much, but mine just to urge young guys like me who are there to be truthful. Like the Gashawa says, be a truthful man. And things will be okay. But you keep on being a puppet to someone because he's from your tribe or so and so, it will not help you, my friend. We're going to be here some years to come, if God allows. And if we keep on lying to ourselves, tomorrow we are going to regret a lot. Thank you.
Malawi, the best there is, nakono kwa simu. Are you a truthful man?
Yes, I'm truthful.
Isa anatuambia ni vizuri watu wawe truthful men. Maoni yako ni yapi? Polisi kesho amesema utaandamana at your own risk.
Me, first of all, I don't think whether the IG, the Inspector General of Police, is independent with whatever he was saying. Because he knows what's happening in the Republic of Kenya. He has been a Kenyan. He knows Raila very well. He knows the cause root of whatever. Oh, please, let me pick this call. It's so important.
Okay. Aha. Shadi, naona uko na maoni. Endelea kidogo kabla nani arejee. Mlawi.
Sawa, mimi niko na maoni na nimesikia watu wengi wakiongea hapa hivi. Wacha nianze na mimi huwa napenda kuongea vitu yenye inafanyika, si ile yenye unawekelea tu iko hivi. Na shida, mtu ukiongea ukweli, mtu angependa aseme ile yenye haifanyiki hivyo. Ile yenye anaona hii inaenda vizuri. Kuna ingawa ametoka, kuna mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Roda. Alikuwa anashangaa Ruto alikuwaje president. Na hiyo ni kitu yenye ilifanyika. Watu wengi walikuwa wanamdharau Ruto mpaka sasa ameweza kwa president. Na ningemchipu yale, lakini ashatoka. Nilikuwa nataka nimchipu ya kwamba Ruto alipikiwa kura na aliwin. Alafu kuna kitu mbaya inaitwa ignorance. Kuhusiana na hiyo kitu inaitwa safa. Safa si kitu yenye president ni mtu mwenye anatoa hiyo wafungue safa. Alafu pili, kufungua safa, there is a reason why hawafungui safa. Hawatakikani uone hapo ndani ndio watu wengine wajue vile ina run. Watakuja kusumbua. So ya huyu Raila ni si hata hii, anajua Raila peke yake anajua alishindwa, lakini anashindwa atajipanga acha 2027 tu. Anajua sasa. Wacha niseme ukweli hapa, 2027 watu wanasapika kura na Ruto anaweza shindwa, lakini lazima ataiba. Kwa nini? Sasa yako na hiyo safa. So Raila yake ni kuangalia hiyo safa vile inakaa ndio waweze kuingililia. So that is why hiyo ndio ya Raila. Na Raila anajua the only time Raila aliwin kusema ukweli ni 2007 na 2017, lakini aliipiwa, lakini yeye yako kangana. So safa si kitu ya president kufungua. Afuate ile mahali penye nitakana ifuate vizuri, afike kufungua safa. Alafu jambo ya pili, nasikia watu wanaongelea handshake as if Raila hakuwa kwa serikali wakati wa handshake. Raila alikuwa kwa serikali wakati wa handshake na bei ya unga ilipanda. Si kitu ya kwamba watu tunakuja kusema hapa ati hakuwa na powers. Raila alikuwa na powers. Bei ya unga ilikuwa more than 230. Mbona hakufanya maandamano wakati huo? Mbona akakuja akafanya maandamano saa hii? Kwa sababu saa hii anaona sasa Ruto ni president. Alafu kitu ningependa kusema kwa wengi wetu wenye tuko hapa, hata hapa wenye tuko hapa, hawa kubwa wengine, wengi wako na kitu inaitwa chillers. They are chillers of how Ruto became president. Wanashangaa huyu mtu alikuwa chini, alikuchache. Chillers ndio inaua kila mtu, hata sisi hapa hiyo chillers. Lakini mimi ningependa tufurahie wakati wetu itakuja. Ndio kwa sababu chillers. Acha nimalize.
Kidogo tu, I allowed you to speak. Wacha tu hata yaongee. As I said, kila mtu amekubaliwa.
Wacha niongee. I know watu kama mtu kama Martha Karua, hiyo kitu inamsumbua sana, ndio maana huwa unaona anaongea. Uliona hata Raila alikuwa anaongea vitu vingine yenye mtu mkubwa hawezi ongea. Raila ni kama grandfather, alikuwa anaongea vitu vingine zenye si nzuri. So kuhusiana na SAFAs si kitu ya kufunguliwa. Raila ameokopa 2027. Alafu sasa ningependa kuambia tu kweli, sitaki nifiche hii. Kesho kama unapenda maisha yako, mtu usiende maandamano, lazima vita itatokea. Hiyo lazima askari kesho watatumia police force, kwa sababu hiyo yenye ilipita askari walifukuzwa tu kama kondoo, na ilibidi wakimbie. Lakini sasa wamerudi na wameamua this time hakuna kucheza na watu. Ya kwanza wamesema hiyo itakuwa illegal, hiyo maandamano ni illegal, so hauna. Alafu ya mwisho, kama kweli tunaandamana kwa sababu ya pay ya unga, pay ya nini, mbona tusitafute mtu mwingine ambaye si Raila atuongoze? Mbona ikue Raila? Mbona kila siku tufuate Raila na hakuna mahali anatufikisha? Mbona asiamusha? Hata kama ni Papu Owino amuke ya campaign tungefuata. Lakini Raila indication yake sio hii. Mnakumbuka 2017 vile alishindwa, 2013 kwanza akaanza maneno, 2017 akakatata hiyo kurudia kura, alafu akasema nimekubali Uhuru akuwe president, lakini nitamsumbua Uhuru. Kusikia hivyo na takati ya Uhuru ilikuwa ya kwamba amtoe Ruto, ikabidi amuingize Raila. So Raila akaingia sababu kwa na akanyamaza, hakuwahi sema hii serikali na Samaya alikuwa anasema ni mbaya. Nakumbuka 2007 tulikuwa tunataka tumtoe Kibaki.
I'll give you time
2007 tulikuwa tunasema Kibaki ni mbaya, mpaka tukamvote out, ingawa alikuja akaipa. Sasa hii tunasema Kibaki was the best president. Ni kama tu sasa hii last year, hata mwaka moja haijaisha, tulikuwa tunalia huyu Uhuru ni mbaya. Sasa hii kuna watu hapa nimesikia wakisema Uhuru alikuwa nzuri. Hata huyu Ruto tutakuja kusema alikuwa mzuri kushinda wote. Na mimi ombi langu nilikuwa nataka Ruto akuwe ile president mwenye atakuja kuwakanyakia hao watu wa dynasty. Mimi kitu ninapikana nayo ni dynasty. Nilikuwa natarajia na naomba Mungu tuwahi pate president mwenye atakuja kuwanyang'anya hao madynasty mashamba warudishe kwa watu. Kama hii familia ya Uhuru wako na mashamba kubwa, ati wanadai hawa ni shamba ya Kenya, kama Raila ati ni mtu mwenye kwa above the law. Raila anakaa sifa kwa above the law. Sasa kesho naomba, kama shida simwamini Kashakwa siamini penye alitoka, nikichunguza hivi siamini Kashakwa. Lakini Ruto angekuwa na ile Ruto ninajua penye alitoka chini akakuja mpaka juu, yeye ndiye angekuja akatuokoe. I make sure in the next elections tutakuwa tunafanya free and fair. Kila mtu hata unatoka which tribe, ile tribe ndogo ama tribe kubwa, uko na uwezo ya kukuwa president. Na hiyo itawezekana kama tutampatia. So Ruto tumpatie nafasi around 2 years, tuone vitu yenye atafanya, na ninajua atafanya. Tusikimbilie ati last year pay ya unga ilikuwa juu ya hii yenye iko sahi na hatukufanya maandamano. Mbona maandamano sahi? So naomba mnijibu hiyo vitu ya maandamano. Mbona tufanya maandamano sahi na hatukufanya last year wakati wa Uhuru? Mbona mnataka tufungue SAFAs na sio president anafungua SAFAs? Mbona mtu mwingine atuongoze maandamano? Mbona ikue Raila? Asante.
Umeacha watu wengi, anza na Nelson ama na Dave.
Anza na mimi, nimekuwa nikingoja. So I think my brother Shadi here, mimi bado nitarudia, ni kama hii kitu ameweka kwa kichwa inamfunikia nini information. Sasa anaenda kuongea. No, my point is this is what I want to tell Shadi. Shadi, if you're talking about Raila alikuwa kwa serikali, he was powerful, maisha ilikuwa juu. Ruto akikampeni alituambia nani Uhuru and Raila wasiambie Kenyans about the Ukraine war shenanigans. I remember that clip. If you can remember that clip, Jake. 3 weeks after swearing in, he was the one now crying that, oh, Ukraine war has put our economy in jeopardy and the rest, you know, something like that. I don't know what you will say to that. Another thing, you are asking, can someone else lead the demonstrations? Shadi, can you lead the demonstrations? Because you're too much obsessed with Raila. That's another question. The other thing is, I think the problem we are suffering as young people is that we take politics too personal and into our hearts, kabisa. If you listen to Shadi reasoning, Shadi is giving you is depicting the most clearest picture of another young person in Eldoret, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nandi, Nakuru perhaps, and other parts of the country which are considered to be the strongholds of Ruto. He is talking, in fact, he was talking about hatred. Watu wako na chuki na nini. Yeye ndiye ako na chuki yenye hata jui mali imetoka na hata haezi define chuki yenye ako nayo. The problem is, mimi ni mtu, when somebody talks, I pick points, and when it passes, hata naisahau. So hata sahi, I'm just responding overviewly. I've already forgotten the things that you are yapping about. But one thing I want to tell you, Shadi, my brother, is this. Stop being too much preoccupied by Raila Odinga. Be preoccupied by your life as a young Kenyan. Picture the life that you should be living. No, I'm not talking about Raila. In fact, anybody else here can attest to that. I have always been giving my points independently. Be preoccupied by yourself as a young person. At that point of time, you will be reasoning on my behalf, on Jake's behalf, on Issa's behalf, on Malawi's behalf, on Honorable Dave's behalf, and Duncan's behalf, and the new guy here, Deck's behalf. But the moment you lose the grip and start saying how Ruto did a good thing, becoming the president, he's not a dynasty and the rest, you are losing it. And I repeat, I beseech you, toa kitambaa, upepo itakugonga, utakuwa na information and knowledge.
Honorable Dave.
Jex, mi nashukuru kwa sababu kuna ukweli ingine ambaye watu wanapaswa kuambiwa, na ningelikuwa na uwezo, ila tu Afrika tumekaa kwa tamaduni zetu, hii majina ya surname ingeondolewa. Leo hii tunasafa kwa sababu ukabila umeenea na inaumiza watu kabisa. Ukisikia huyo Ruto ambaye wanasema Ruto anasimama na anasema ya kwamba certain tribe, certain community imenaswa na mtu fulani, I think those are very evil words coming out from a leader of that caliber. Another thing ambayo nataka Shadrack ajue, anapoanza kutuambia vile anafurahia mashamba ya nyang'anywe, believe me you, Shadi, hata huyo Ruto akifuatilia vizuri amekuwa na scandal zaidi ya 100 kuhusu mashamba. So mambo ya kutuambia kwamba ati kuna dynasty na fight olewe, those are very stupid accusations ambazo haufai kuongea. Manake hapa inafaa tupeane actually real points ambazo zinatujenga sisi kama vijana. Elewa ya kwamba katika nchi ya Kenya leo hii, kama tungelifuata mtindo wa kwamba tutoe ukabila, leo hii hata vita vingine havingekuwepo. Wewe unapoongea already inaonekana kana kwamba mlikuwa mnapigia Ruto kura si ati ndio kwa sababu wasaidie, but nyinyi as a community mjivunia kwamba muko na mtu katika mamlaka. Amini usiamini Dave, hata wewe unanua unga very expensive. Hata kama wewe ni bodaboda sijui, pikipiki yako pia unaweka mafuta very expensive. So wacha kujidanganya. Usifike kichwa kwa mchanga nikana kwamba huelewi kenye kinaendelea. Mimi hata leo ila kikosa nitasema Raila amekosa, because ukweli ni kwamba kwa maandamano ambayo tunafuata, nyinyi mna focus kwa mtu mmoja, but kwa hiyo maandamano kuna viongozi kadhaa ambao wana command hiyo maandamano. Mambo na kufocus tu kwa jina ya baba Raila, I don't know, sijui ni nini Raila alifanya makosa ndio inafika mahali hapo ni jina lake linatajwa kila wakati. Manake Martha Karua yuko pale, na Eugene Wamalwa pia yuko mala pale, kuna Wajakoya yeye pia yuko mala pale, baba yule yuko mala pale. Kuna watu wengi ambao wana spearhead hii maandamano. Kwa nini tumefocus kama jina ni moja ni Raila Odinga? Hebu tuambiane tu ukweli leo ya kwamba ukabila ndio inatuletea shida katika nchi ya Kenya. Na atuandamani tu kwa sababu ya ukabila. Tunaandamana kwa sababu hata uongozi wa Kenya haigawanywi vizuri. Alafu ukiangalia ukweli, Ruto ambaye sasa ni rais anagawanya watu vibaya kabisa. Manake anapofika mara aanze kununua hata wabunge wa eneo moja ili kusudi wapinge mtu wao, na najua hiyo amepewa pesa. Hebu nikwambie ukweli, si wananchi wa chini tunaona, hatuandamani because tumedanganywa, tunaandamana kwa sababu tunajua kuna kitu hata si wananchi ambao tuko chini tunaona na haitupendezi. So Shadrack, wacha kutudanganya, hebu ongea real points, na hata kama utaongea ukweli, we are going to support it, but unapoongea uongo ambaye ni uongo hata kwa hii group, tutakwambia tu ukweli, hii si sawa. Wachana na mambo ya nini, ya mambo ya ati madynasty. Hakuna mtu ati dynasty. Hata wewe tafuta mahali yako, watoto wako pia wajivunie, but issue ya kuita watu wengine dynasty, wacha nikwambie ukweli, haitakujenga, haitakusaidia. It will never even bring food on your table. Me right now I'm struggling for my family, ili one day one time wajivunia kwamba pia walikuwa na baba aliyefanya bidii. Tunajivunia baba Raila, tunajivunia baba ya kina Ruto, na baba ya Uhuru. Hatujaisema ya kwamba wao ni madynasty, but what we understand, hao watu walipigania nchi ya Kenya. Ukisikia Gachagua anaongea juu ya Maumau, ati yeye ni mtoto wa Maumau walipigania haki za Wakenya. Maumau hawakuwa wanaua Wakenya wenzao, but wewe niambie, Maumau mgani huyo ambaye anatafuta silaha ili auwe Mkenya mwenzake, ati kwa sababu tu kuna ukweli ambayo inatafutwa, alafu mnasimame kwa jina ya mtu mmoja ili ionekane kana kwamba argument yenu iko genuine. Argument ya serikali si genuine. Hebu tuwaambie watu ukweli ya kwamba kama ni kusema jina, walitaje jina ya viongozi wote ambao wana spearhead hii maandamano, na si pia tutakubaliana na wao, but issue ya kufocus kwa one community, hebu tuachane. Mimi niko katika eneo la Bungoma, na si huku pia kuna mipango pia ya maandamano, na amini usiamini, kuna viongozi wa Bungoma ambao kwa serikali, mmoja wao ni Mudavadi, mwingine katika mji huu ni Wetangula. In fact, gavana wangu hapa pia hasupport maandamano, but ukweli ni kwamba wananchi wa Bungoma we are really suffering. Hatutembei kwa jina ya viongozi wetu ambao katika serikali, maana ukweli kwamba wameenda pale kwa sababu ya tumbo zao. So tuambiane ukweli kwa hii group, tukitaka kupenya kesho. Hata wewe Shadrack, wakati Raila ambaye jina lake unalitaja ya kwamba ni dynasty, akifaulu kukomboa nchi ya Kenya, utasherekea hata wewe mwenyewe, na najua kesho yako pia utamsifu. But issue ya kusema ati Ruto alitoka chini, hata wewe pia ng'ang'ana, toka tu chini na uende kwa haki, uone kama utafaulu. Then mambo ya kutuambia kwamba kule ilienda kwa njia sawa, haikuwa sawa. We know the truth, and the only thing that will set us free ni hiyo sawa ifunguliwe. Mambo yenye Ruto anasema na kwanza kuwadanganya ati si anafungua sava. Wacha nikwambie, kama kuna mtu mjanja kwa nchi ya Kenya, nataka nikwambie ukweli, na is a good orator. Maneno yake usipokuwa mkiafu litakudanganya. Vile alitangulia kusema mambo ya bottom up, ni huyo Ruto. Ruto ana lugha tamu sana ya kinywa, na anaweza amka ajitetee kitu ya uongo na iframe kana kwamba ni ukweli. So let us be all careful. God bless you.
Duncan. Duncan, unmute ili uweze kusikika.
Okay, good morning, Jake.
Kwangu ni good morning.
Good morning. Let me start with maybe a few of the words Shadi have just said. I think I have a brother. My real brother is working at the juvenile's house, and the reshuffle is being done there. It is very awkward. If you go there physically, my friend, even the drivers is being changed each and every day. But if Shadi can just come open to the podium like this and tell us the government is doing something, or maybe I don't know, but it is not the right way. Me, I have the office in town, maybe then Kimati Street next to the this hotel called the White Sarova. My friend, I'm used to pay around 30,000, but today the landlord just increased the rent to 45,000. But the tax, my friend, can we just pick the reality? This government is not ready to work. You see, it is only those who are in maybe the people, they may what do they call us, the bottom. We are the bottom, because those who are the ups, they like the Mudavadi. Let Ruto don't cheat people. During the campaign, Ruto used to tell us we will use the free internet. We will call people free when you are in the market. You see, Still now we are still waiting for those things to come. It is now even you try to convince a kid that I'll give you free Wi-Fi. I'll give you three free credit to call. Sincerely, it is not workable. Why can't you be maybe the grown up to say something which will help the new generation to come? Like when you go back to let's go back to the education. I have a brother doing the medicine Nairobi University, and the fee, my friend. If I can tell you the fee, I have my brother is still in the house. I can't even raise that money for this guy to go back to the school. It is very, very terrible. So if Sadiq can just maybe open the doors and talking like someone who doesn't know anything, but it's not good. But let's speak the reality. If we can do everything which can change this country, it is good. Like the Honorable David said, it is very something we can just maybe be straightforward, maybe to say we want this one to be done in according to the people. Let's just come out with this podium and just throw words, maybe the Raila Odinga, so the Ruto. Let's face because we are the young people, the young generation to come. We even as we need the chance one day, one time to lead this country. So if we can get that opportunity, because I know Shadi is supporting Ruto, but it depends with where Shadi is coming from. Maybe I'm coming from maybe the other side of the region. Maybe you are coming from the other side, but it is not good. But we are all in one country called Kenya. But if we divide ourselves about the tribes, wherever, where you are coming from, or you support this during the war, that one will not make us go where we want to go. The only thing we can do, what we can do, let's do one thing which can change, we can change our lives. Like when you have a problem, I can chip in and give that maybe one bob to 5 to help you to approve. So if you can dwell on these people are already, I think when we talk about the rights of the Raila have all everything can enjoy. Root have all everything. It is us. So we need something to do which can provide. Maybe if I have something to do, I can call Shadi. Shadi, can you come and do this? Because I think Shadi is talking like somebody who does not know what his server is. Maybe I think Shadi and Komi, it is the same. I can put them in the same category because Shadi and Komi can be in they can talk about the portal, not the server. Because if Sadi can talk about the server, if I ask Sadi what is a server, Sadi cannot even differentiate server and portal. So Sadi, can you keep out away from the servers because you don't know what a server contains. So let me go to this issue of Matamando. On my side, I don't support this Matamando because I have so many things to pay. So if I support this Matamando, tomorrow I will not even get into town to go and do one or two. So maybe like the all of the Monday will be a waste of me. Like the taxes again on that Eject, the tax is too high, very, very too high. I'm just importing things outside the country, but for the past 2 months, my friend, I've never imported anything because now the last bench I brought was maybe around 300 and something, but it goes around 600. And these people tell us they want to weigh this according to, maybe if you are you bring a phone, they will weigh one phone per kg and you pay per kg, not the whole bunch of the bill you brought. So again, it is something terrible because when you bring something from maybe from Turkey or from the China, my friend, and you bring it to Kenya and you found it, you cannot even pay the bill of you brought to Kenya. How do you going to sell these things you brought into Kenya? It's very, very pathetic. So on my side, I think the government will revise the tax policy and give maybe the traders some leeway to purchase things. Thanks you.
Okay. I still continue to thank you, those who are tuning in. Thank you, Evan and Nesh, for commenting. Asante sana. Apep Arap Hatem. Faith Kamau, I see you. Thank you for commenting. Lynn Rina Moresh, asante sana. Gitash, asante kwa kucomment. Asante sana. Janet Amoit. Aha, who else is there? Frederick Mugo, asante sana. I see you. Nawaona. Mr. Black, I see you. Thank you for being part of the show. Studio imejaa. I would want to have as many as possible, but studio imejaa. Hey. Before I go to Shadi kidogo, allow me to, kuna wageni wengi wameingia. Ninaona Richard ako ndani, Melchizedek amerudi, alikuwa jana. Asante kwa kutujoin. Mzalendo part 2, tuna mzalendo wetu, mzalendo mwingine amejoin, asante sana. Namuona Ruto must go. Sawa. Ako ndani, karibu sana. Wacha nimsikize Richard kidogo before nikuje kwako Shadi. Richard. Richard amepotea. Melchizedek.
Habari zenu?
Salama. Habari ya leo?
Salama sana, nashukuru.
Maoni yako kaka?
I just want to say some few things regarding what is happening. Yesterday I talked something, but most of us were not here. But I just want to repeat it so that other people to understand, because I think wherever we are or whatever we are doing for our country. We as youth, we are the people to change our country, not the old people that already have what they have already got. That's the first thing that I want to say. The second thing that I want to say, that people are talking about the server, people are talking about Baba, people are talking about Ruto. I would like to request you, if you don't mind, if you have the clip for this tribunal that this guy went to say a statement. You remember Chebukati? Could you please, if you don't mind, can you play that only clip so that this guy called Shadi to understand what happened? Because if you are the one that have a good mind and a good heart for Kenyans, then you can understand what happened. In that clip only will tell a lot. It's just a request.
I'm looking for it, but go ahead.
Yes. When you are looking for it, go ahead. I will carry on. My third point is all about Mandamano. I think this issue of Mandamano, if it's not peaceful, then we are going to lose a lot, especially those who are doing business in Nairobi. Because the more we are doing this Mandamano, the more we are destroying Nairobi. Because one day we lose a lot because people are afraid, maybe watu watapigana, vitu wataibwa. So I think this issue of Mandamano, people should see it in another way around, because we as citizens or we as youth, we are lacking a lot in our life and also in family. So sometimes mtu alikuwa nauza maji ili kesho ile jioni aende apeane chakula, that day imeenda hivyo. Just imagine kama uko na watoto na wamelala njaa because maandamano. Okay, people think maandamano will bring a solution. If you see 2017, maandamano ilikuwa watu wakakufa. All of a sudden, everything just went like that. We don't know what will happen to this one. that is coming, because we don't know their mind, what they are trying to bring up. So I'm not against Mandamano, but it's just a request. I'm not against Ruto, I'm not against Raila. Me, I'm talking individual. Me, I want to be someone in future when Kenya become Kenya. Because when we are talking about the leaders, we are the people who is losing. Even when you are here, you are talking about Ruto Nebaya, Raila sijui ni nini. What are you gaining? You are gaining nothing. It's like someone who went to the garden to dig with a hole which is not well shut. So you find yourself that hole is damaged, then unarudi ukibeba hiyo kinini kake, alafu unasema mimi nimechoka. So I don't want to talk much, but I just want to make something which is very sensitive, that each and every time when people are talking, let us say the reality and let's speak the truth. That's the only thing that will make us to grow and make our future.
Okay. Mzalendo.
Okay, thank you, Jake. It's my first time here. Nimekuwa kwa ile ingine ya brother. I have followed you before, and I've been listening to people here. I didn't listen to Shadi. I joined when somebody was commenting on what he said. But I would like to say my opinion, like that we need to know our history as Kenyans. First of all, what I'm realizing that we young people don't understand where we have come from.
Mzalendo, just one moment. Everybody else, can you kindly mute your mic so that we can reduce the echo? I'm unable to mute it for you. If you could mute it on your end, sir. Mr. Steven, kindly mute your mic. Okay. Go ahead, Mzalendo. Sorry for that.
Thank you. If you go to the Western countries, you will realize that history is well taught in the schools. That even the young people who are growing are taught not to forget their history. Look about what is happening in Russia currently. The President Putin is making sure that the children are taught the history of their country, of the sovereign of their country. But look about in our country, we have leaders who are trying to make us forget where we have come from. I have heard my brother Dex talk about you want to be neutral. Where we are, even the internet today, we are sharing this kind of online streaming that we are having today. Somebody paid the price. What you are enjoying today is a price paid by some people who have never even enjoyed it sometimes. Some of them died before having this kind of freedom that we have today. So I realize that our young people today are so emotional, and we are so emotional and so tribal rooted that even we forget our history. I hear our deputy president talk about kijana wa Mau Mau kila wakati. I go to the history of Mau Mau. They fought for the Kenyans. They never fought for the tribes. They never fought for the Kikuyus, only the Luos, they fought for all of us. If we could listen and go back to our history. Now, look, what we have today are issues being raised, electrical injustices. Because even if you want to become a leader tomorrow, my brother Dek or whoever want to become a leader tomorrow, and the same thing happened to you, and you feel that you are annoyed or you are not happy with the results that are coming, you want a way to raise your voices. If these issues are not addressed today, tomorrow they will affect you, they will affect your children, they will affect generations to come. So somebody has to pay the price for this thing to be changed, the injustice of the electoral bodies. We can't have people who just do things for the sake of doing, because we want peace, we want to stay in a country. Picketing and demonstration is allowed everywhere. In America, we saw what happened in the Trump time. We see what happened in France today. We saw what happened in Brazil. We are seeing this all over the world currently. So it's not so special in Kenya to picket. The new constitution that we are enjoying today was brought by picketing and demonstrations. That is why I'm saying we need to learn our history. We need to go back to the history of the country. In America, they have what they call veterans, for those who have traveled across the world. The veterans are respected. They love their history. Even a police officer, 23 years, a man resigned from the police force, he a veteran. In Kenya, we don't even respect them because of what they do to people. When they stay among us, we are afraid to stay with them in the same apartments because we don't even trust them. I will tell you for that. You go to the Western country, the veterans are even at the age of 20. As long as you served your country, you are so respected. What about in this nation? Secondly, I would like to say that I'm always afraid. I come from the Nyanza region myself, but I don't work in Nyanza. Of course, I stay somewhere else. I'm afraid when somebody talk about a community, I feel there is a cold war of genocide coming in this country. People will one day fight against each other because of the leaders. If a leader tarnish a name of a community, call them militia community, it makes me feel like we are a targeted people. There's a people that are targeting you. And we need to hold these leaders to accountability one day because I remember in the time of Matiang'i, he was a very powerful man at some point in the first years of 2017. Then what happened in 2022, I don't know. Nowadays, he's a very cold guy. Tomorrow, Gashaga will not be in the office, Komi will not be in the office. They will want to be served by respect. They will want people to respect them. So I urge them and I urge everybody that support them to make them behave in a cordial manner that tomorrow we can still love them and honor them as our veterans. To come on the Mandamano, to me, I think I will support Mandamano. Not because I come from Nyanza, not because I'm a Luo. I support Mandamano because if the government is just stamping not to listen to one another, if they could have listened and say, the opposition, these are our grievances and this is the way we can sort them out, nobody will be on the road. But they keep on putting on a wall between the people. We people that are demonstrating are also calling for an ear. They want, the president is our father. Ruto is the head of the state. He's like a father figure to the nation. And we are all calling daddy, 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 like your father, like your child will call you. I want your attention. And you keep saying, I can't give you attention, my son or my daughter. They will do something. They will wataingia wakunywe pombe. They will do now the LGBT unasikia to attract your attention because you're not listening. So picketing is a way that we make government listen, but I ask them to do it peacefully. People can demonstrate peacefully. My observation is that the police escalate the issues. When people are gathering and you throw this water into them, you are escalating the issue. When people are gathering and you're throwing tear gas to them, and when they start running escatally, you are escalating the issues. Shadi was here. I would like to tell Shadi that politics that we have today is becoming sometimes difficult to understand because we are really so aligned to our tribal circles that hata mtu akitetea kitu ambayo national tunaiangalia kwa upande wa ukabila. I don't know how this will end in Kenya, but we pray one day this should come to an end. I think this is all I have to say, that we need to pray so that ukabila ishe Kenya. Otherwise, we'll be there and there. Asante, my brother.
Allow me to bring in Jacqueline. Jacqueline Akinyi, I don't know if you're in. I was having a challenge having you.
Jacqueline, I just want to add something, please.
Just one moment, Melchizedek, I'm coming to you. Jacqueline, are you in? Unmute your mic. Jacqueline, you can unmute your mic and then continue. I can see you, but I can't hear you. Jacqueline, kama unaweza unmute, hata nikusaidie nione kama nitaweza nikiwa hapa. Unaona hapo tu kando ya jina lako kuna kitu imeandikwa mute na stop cam. Guza tu ya mute. Okay, even as Jacqueline settles her issue, Melchizedek, what do you want to say?
I want to add something when which Mzalendo has said, which is the truth. According to the Maandamano, which is peaceful, I just want to say that when the police started doing this issue of attacking those who are doing Maandamano, they should stop it because they are provoking people to fight. Because if people are talking, like last time, you see that when people were going, the police were the people who started. So they should stop this one so that they see if people are doing peaceful or they are doing what was they are talking about ni maandamano ya kuharibu vitu. So they have to stop what they are doing, because wakiattack wananchi wakifanya maandamano lazima vita itakuwa. So wakinyamaza pia wananchi watanyamaza. That's what I wanted to add on top of what Mzalendo said.
Okay, Stephen, go ahead.
Give us a chance, please.
Stephen, I've given you a chance. Stephen, I've given you a chance. Unmute. If you can be able to unmute. Stephen, unmute from your end. Okay, Richard, go ahead.
Okay, unanisikia?
Kabisa.
Mambo ya maandamano si mbaya sana, lakini tunafaa tufikirie kama watu wazima. Ni siku chache tu tulikuwa na drought ambayo hatujaisikia tena ama hatujaiona tena, na kando ya hiyo tulikuwa na vitu mingi tu mbaya ambayo zimepita kama corona. Hizo vitu zote zili affect ulimwengu. Kwa hivyo kama watu wazima tungekaa chini tujue ni nini na imetu affect hivyo mpaka tukakosa vitu kama chakula, na suluhisho ni nini. Mimi nikiona suluhisho si maandamano. Suluhisho ni kwenda shambani, kwenda kulima. Again, if you see what have happened in recent days, you will see that it was the masses who are provoking the police. Kama vile mahali tumeona wanarushia polisi mawe, hata polisi walikuwa mpaka wengine hata unaona wakimbia. Kwa hivyo tunaomba Raila na watu wake wachague upande wa dialogue. That is dialogue, because maandamano haitatuletea kitu chochote, and again imewaletea Wajaluo kitu mbaya juu hii kitu imebadilika ikawa it is Wakenya wengine hakuna hata kabila lingine ama sehemu zingine zimeingia kwa hii maandamano. It's only Luos. So imewachafua jina. Kwa hivyo tunaomba turudi kwa dialogue, tuongee, manake hii kitu itamuibisha mzee kabisa, manake amerudi chini, amekuwa sasa ni kiongozi ya Wajaluo. So hayo ndio nasema kwa leo. Ni asante pia because this station is not biased. Si watu wote, kuna wakati ingine watu wa upande wa serikali au kuwa napata nafasi, lakini saa hii shukuru imebadilika. Thank you very much.
Asante sana Richard. Bernard. Bernard, endelea. Bernard, jaribu kuji-unmute ili nikusikie. Okay, kabla Bernard Akinyi na Steven, kindly mnaposhughulikia mic zenyu, ninaona jamaa anajiita Kenyan Rebel. Habari saa hizi, how are you sir? Kenyan Rebel, how are you? Can you hear me? Yeah, it's you, sir.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Sorry, my audio is not. Let me come back. The audio is not working.
Can I say something?
Please do.
As we wait for them to come back, I've heard Bernard or Richard talk about mzee amekuwa kiongozi wa Jaluo. It is the same notion I was talking about here, my brother Jex, that we need to learn our history. Maandamano sio Wajaluo, and if it's Wajaluo, let it be, because I say this far we are as a country was brought by this kind of activities. And if it is that design that this people need to pay for the price, maybe it was designed that the Wajaluo should pay for the price Jack can host us here this evening, free, without nobody supervising what we say here or pinning our mouth. Let it be so, Mr. Richard. Kaa kwa upande wa serikali, enjoy the suffering, we're suffering together, because I don't want it that the Kenyans, that we are equal. Where I stay, I have business. My clients are from every tribe. I go to people's business of every tribe. I've never seen nikienda kwa duka ingine naambiwa wewe ni Mjaluo, enda kwa ingine. Ama nikienda kwa Mkikuyu naambiwa wewe si Mkikuyu, enda kwa ingine. Then this stupidity of bring everything to Jaluo is the smallest discussion I will entertain in this kind of platform, my brother. These are the people that we need to just to say no to them. So that is the roots of ukabila. Na ukianza hivyo hata mtoto kwa nyumba anafunza wewe ule ni Mjaluo, huyu ni Mkikuyu. If I can go to an hotel at Kikuyu at town and eat my mokimo and go home in the evening, we are all Kenyans. But akisema mzee amejiregesha kuwa kiongozi wa Jaluo is okay. Let it be so if that is what you think. But if this Mandamano brings something good out of it, he will also enjoy. The freedom is speaking today. If we talk about Moi alikuwa amefinya watu, lakini leo tunaweza ongea because Mandamano ilileta hii freedom yote. Sasa is okay. We are ready to pay the price if it be. Yeah.
Okay. Allow me
Jex, can I talk?
Just one moment, Isa. I'm coming to you. I see people in the comment section wanting to join. Now, this is what you do. I've just sent in a link. The link that you join the people in the panel will read from Mutembei TV, Mutembei Official, either in Facebook or in YouTube. Click that link. That link sends you to StreamYard. StreamYard will allow you to create a studio kinda. You'll put in your name and then you activate your camera and your mic. Then you click enter. As simple as that. When you hit that link, you are in the show. Faith, thank you. I can see you. Karibu sana. Jacqueline Akinyi, I don't know if you are able, if you have activated your mic, but Isa, you wanted to say something?
Jack, can I add something?
Point of interjection. Somebody saying that Raila is a national leader. Many people can attest to that. I'm supporting that, and I'm not a Luo. That's small minds, and such a mind should not be given an air. Thank you.
Just one moment. Allow me to try to minimize the echo. Duncan, can you mute your mic, sir? Okay. Faith Kamau, I see you are in. I was following you kwa comment section. I don't know what you have to say concerning what we're discussing.
Oh, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, how are you, Kenyans? I'm just listening to everybody there, and actually, to be honest with you, it's kind of, you are divided. Kikuyu, Kalenjin, Luo. This is nonsense, to be honest, because Kenya is our Kenya. I'm a Kikuyu. And the 2017, I was with Uhuru, and I thought, oh yes, this is our man. What a letdown. Uhuru, Raila, Ruto, everybody, those guys, they just like monkeys, all of them. And let me tell you guys, we Kenyans, we are the problem. Here you are like, I listened to one guy who was attacking a Kalenjin guy because he was talking about Ruto. Where I am at the moment, even if it's your brother, I'm in UK. I remember this, who is this? Miribad. If you have done something wrong, it doesn't matter whether you are my brother or not. And let me tell you guys, Kenya, we are going to die with the problems, and Kenya will never change. Now you're talking about Madamano. That's fine. You go to Nairobi, nobody's working. The poor people, you and me, let's say about 60% of Kenyans, they are the people who are just go to work to get unga to eat that day. Raira, Karoa, especially Karoa, if you listen Mother Karoa, I think now he got all the money. These people, we are thugs, all of them, Ruto, everybody. And the time, guys, we will realize that, then Kenya will be better. But I think, is about 100 years to come when we are all dead. Because us, we people, you Kikuyu, you Caribbeans, you whatever, you are the problem. Okay, go to Madamano, ban Kenya, ban it off. Tomorrow go and shoot each other, die. Who are you helping? Okay, you are talking about Safa. I don't know, open, whatever. That is all nonsense. I don't care whether it's Ruto, I don't like him. I don't like Uhuru. I don't like Laida. I don't like anyone. You see them, they go to the church. Oh, church, the priest will preach and then, oh, these mau nonsense. They are all nonsense. We are talking nonsense. And unless the time we realize that we are the problem as Kenyans. You see, how many kids, they go to the uni? They got PhD, whatever, and you get them going to Qatar. I'm a mother of 2 boys and a girl. They are all age 30, 31, 29, 28. They cannot get any good, like I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. I'm so mad with you guys. You are all of you are young, all of you, and we are talking nonsense. Nonsense. Because at the end of the day, those guys, how many millions? I think the half of the Kenya money, maybe half. Those guys, they have half Kenya money. And the common man, me, you, everybody there, we are just surviving. Let us ban it. Tomorrow, let's go to Madamano. And then what? And then what? You know what? These white people, like, when there is let's say we got a prime minister now who is an Asian. Everybody is quiet just to see whether he's going to deliver. Don't care whether he's an Asian or whatever, But as tribe, and I hope, and I sometimes I think is the best thing could have happened is all of us speak Swahili. We were divided, so just to fight each other for no good reason. It doesn't matter whether you are Kenyan, whether you are Ruo, I got no problem. Whether you are Caribbean, we are poor. We are here surviving ourselves, working so hard, not knowing, even if you got money, you don't know how to invest in Kenya at the moment. Bye-bye. Someone else can speak. Maybe I'm talking nonsense. Anyway, somebody tell me if I've spoken nonsense or whatever.
No, it's okay. Your comments are allowed. Allow me to now check in Kenya. Just a moment, David. Watch out to see especially the new ones. Kenya Revolutionary. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead now. Now your voice is quite audible.
Okay, the topic is Raila's Mandamano gets boost from Mount Kenya. I'll say this and I'll say it again. This Mandamano is a sham. It's not a Mandamano for the reasons they're giving us. They're telling us they want the servers open. The servers were open when the issue was taken to the Supreme Court. if they are still talking about the elections were not fair and square, the actual result, presidential election results, was to be declared at the polling station. All they need to do is go add up all those numbers from the polling stations and they can determine who is the president. That was done at the Supreme Court. So you manage Asia. High cost of living, that's the issue, right? It started 5 years ago. Why was Raila not telling his friends and his supporters to go on the streets and demonstrate about that while Uhuru was the president? That was simply because he was in a handshake. He never mentioned anything about his protesters then. 2017 was gunned down, maybe Pen or maybe Mora. And if Mr. Kenyatta left, now he wants to come and tell us how cost of living. Okay, so Ruto is now the president. Ruto can do something about high cost of living. But if you know anything about economics, and I'm sure some of you know something, it won't happen in one day. It takes time. So let's give him time. Let's come back next year and see if there's any difference. Okay,
Just
let's
one moment,
compare.
sir.
Yes.
Just one moment. I don't know why it is a lot of. Actually, I've tried to remove everyone, but they are still in. I don't know if it's your laptop. If you can remove the jack from it or something. The voice coming back with a lot of echo.
Echo? Okay, sorry. Let me see. Is it better now?
No.
Okay. All right. Let me come back later. Get somebody else. I'll fix it. Okay.
Okay. Please do.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Even as Kenyan Rebel is working on his mic. Mzalendo, good to see you. Abari. Mzalendo, are you there? Unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry. Niko hapa, my brother Jex. Nice to see you on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, same here, bro.
Habari zenyu, all the panelists. I hope you're all doing well. The lady who has just spoken, Faith, she has spoken so well. There are 8 million Kenyans who don't feel like Ruto should be in power or Raila should be in power, and they didn't participate in the elections. I think you represent that group of people. They felt that Kenya should move into a different direction. But Faith, we need to work with the current leaders that we have. We don't have any other avenue or any other means apart from the election to elect the kind of leaders that we really desire. So it's a process. It's a process. Even where you are, if you are abroad, it was a process. You gave up an example of Britain. It's a process. It is a process of self-identity. It is a process of finding out who we really are as Kenyans, and forget about looking at each other as tribes. I can give you a story. Where I went to school, I learned with almost all the 42 tribes, including Indians. Today in Kenyan politics, you don't find Indians participating, and they were Kenyans. So we used to eat together, we used to laugh together, we used to speak one language. And the language was either Kiswahili, Sheng, or English. That is what joined us. The issue of mother tongue was not there. But to the mothers, they also identified, they also taught us a bit of tribalism. They are the biggest problem. Faith, you are the biggest problem. You started it. but now you created a monster which you can't deal with right now. So you don't have to blame us so much, because you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. You are part of the problem that injected the issue of tribe. You identified your tribes as a Luya. You told your kids to identify themselves from where they come from. And that is where we are. Yeah, that is where we are. We are not a nation. We are small tribes. And look at Kenyan's economy. These are tiny little economies that cannot even drive the world. They cannot even, the world cannot be attracted to the Kenyan economy. Do you have any minerals? You have nothing. Zero. This is an economy that depends on taxes. So what do we need to do? We need to elect the right kind of mindset. You give examples of countries like Singapore, where we were at par with them. But when their politics was going wrong, what did they do? They went to look for a leader who is outside the political circle. Outside the political circle. And that is the reason why they are where they are. And the leader who came in said, me, I don't know the politics of tribe. I don't know. Me, I want to build this nation to compete with the first world countries. So what are Kenyan standards? Our leaders are not even competing with the first world countries. I don't know whether they're competing with anybody. We are just there. We are still glued into small tribal politics. Wewe ni Mjaluo, kesho maandamano. Look at the maandamano. People think that it is a national thing. When people came together was in 1992, when we wanted Section 2A of the Constitution removed. And we all came together. Awe Mkalenjin, awe Mjaluo, awe Mkikuyu, the 42 tribes united. But today, even the things that fundamentally affects each and every one of us, like school fees, we can't unite together to say that this issue of school fees, it should be scrapped off. We can't even unite together. Sahi, we are being lied to that unga ndio kitu inatuumiza zaidi. Unga inatuumiza zaidi ama ni ajira ama ni employment? Which one inatuumiza zaidi? That's a question I pose to you panelists. Thank you.
Great question. I will have Honorable Dave answering, but before Dave comes in, ladies and gentlemen, you can join in the studio, rather the show, by clicking in the StreamYard. Faith was able to join in. It's not difficult. Just that link that I've sent through Mutembei TV, tap on it. When you tap it, it will send you to a StreamYard. Now in the StreamYard, you're allowed to create a studio kinda, where you put in your name, activate your camera and your mic, and you are in. As simple as that. Dave.
Oh yes.
What do you say to the question?
Okay, one thing I can comment on whatever Mzalendo just said is that in our Kenyan setup, and I think even the constitution, we have a very big problem. Because now you can imagine we are electing leaders, and you find themselves now, when the government has been elected, they want to change from where they were elected, and now they want to engage into the government which they were not elected. Now, instead of them doing exactly what we sent them to do there, they are doing something totally different. Even though Mama Faith has really complained concerning most of our leaders, especially those big there at the helm, like in Raila and whatever, but believe me, Mama Faith, we still, you know, the kind of life you are living in outside Kenya. So it's totally different with whatever right now we are facing in Kenya at large. That's why when you see us, most of us, we are complaining about these leaders, because we are we are on the ground, and whatever we are experiencing is not something even you can even want to imagine that your children are going to pass through. So the real sense is that we are having leaders who are just going there at the helm so that they can feed their own families. So even if they are speaking their baby
Oh my, I seem to have lost David. Pole sana. But you two as well can make your voice heard either through the comment or joining in the show live. Shadi seems to be having a response. Unmute yourself and go ahead. But before Shadi uji unmute, Kenya Rebel, are you now able? Is your voice okay?
Yes. Do I still have echoes?
No, you don't. Now you're good.
Okay. Quick response about the tribalism issue. I had faith in Zalendo said, we are to blame ourselves, and Zalendo is saying we should start by blaming our mothers. I disagree with both of them. I think the problem is we as the people, we tolerate these mediocre leaders, starting from the Kenyatta time, the Kenyatta first, not this Kenyatta.
Just go ahead.
Okay, so Kenyatta started this whole kuchagua their own people, and when we come back to Moi also did the same thing when he employed a lot of Kalenjin. There's nothing wrong with employing your own people as long as they are qualified. But the thing is, if they start doing, criminal activities, for example, let's say Mr. Matiang'i the other day, when he was brought in for questioning, and some Kisi, they started to say, hey, why are you unashika mtu wetu? The problem is not that he's a Kisi, he's being prosecuted because he's a Kisi. The problem is he's actually corrupt. He has potential. He did some potentially criminal activities in the past. That's why he's getting prosecuted. So how do we do with this? We need a real leader. The people we have are not leaders. We need somebody who can stand there and, kama mtu amekosa, kama ulishikwa umeiba pesa, we shall prosecute you. Whether you are a lawyer, we need a leader like that. Hii mambo ya kujilaumu ati sijui this started that the problem is this generation, at ile generation. No, we can only blame ourselves because we let it happen. When we have somebody who stands up for the just cause, hana pesa, he has no money or history, whatever the case is. That's the issue I want to say. And lastly, regarding Mandamano, this Mandamano will be a failure. Compare it with 2017. Not so many people backing this Mandamano as then. You saw that this past Monday when Raila told us to be a date with destiny, it was a failure. Take it how you want it. Tomorrow, let's see what happens. I won't say not much, but if I was an Abi, I'll say it's still going to be. And also, we should also question ourselves: are these Mandamanos really protests? Are they really picketing, or are they there to cause chaos? Because the Constitution only protects picketing, not throwing stones and burning buildings. That's criminal activities. And if Raila is vouching for that, then he should be held accountable. Now, arresting him is another case. I won't be that, I won't go that far, but the government should be very stern with these ODM leaders or Azimio faction. I'll leave it at that because I know we are so many people and we all want to be heard. So if you disagree with me, please do so. That's my 2 cents. Thank you very much, Mr. Jakes.
Thank you for being part of the show. I know there are questions arising from our panelists. Revolutionary, I see you raising your hand, sir. I don't know what you want to ask.
Mic testing 1 2 1 2. Nanisikia?
You are good.
Okay. Good morning. Is it morning?
It's morning. It's afternoon. It depends from where you are.
Yeah. So as you can see from my name, personally, Revolution.
Go ahead.
So from my name, you can see what my interests are in a society. I'm currently a student, a law student. I'm currently at the Kenya School of Law. Personally, I don't have hopes for employment, but I'm just going to do my own.
Just one moment, Revolutionary. Kenyan, okay. You can wear your earphones, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, as I was saying, personally, I don't have any hopes of employment, but see at meaning to hopeless. Currently, I'm doing my own exploits. I do online stuff. I have a small business up where I live. So even if I will not get meaningful employment, I have no problem. Like personally, I think it's a blessing in disguise because junajitegemea, like I have a lot of time for creativity. I think a lot. I read a lot of people. So in the Kenyan context, my issue is not even William Ruto. It's not even Raila. It's not even Uhuru. It's not even Musalia, whatever. All those people, they are just individuals. Kenya has been having similar problems since 1963. In 1963, the current players who are in the game right now were not like mature. Maybe they were, if they were born, they were too young. If they were maybe not young, they were not like the heads. So my issue is not with the leaders. And then also in 2017, Uhuru and Raila joined forces. Kenya, like the tensions went down a bit, but after some time, the problems have come back again. In 2007, this William Ruto that I see is protesting a lot. He was in KICC screaming that elections were rigged. Martha Karua, who is now apparently with Raila, was swearing in Kibaki at night. So on my part, I don't even look at Uhuru, Ruto, Raila. I just look at the issue. That's why if you look at my title, my only interest is change. So when I analyze Kenya, I want to know what is the problem that is ailing Kenya. The problem is not Kikuyus, it's not Kalenjins, it's not Luos, it's not whatever. If you look to 07, Kalenjins and Luos, they were together. In 2012, Kikuyus and Kalenjins joined forces. They were fighting for the earliest periods of Kenya. They were always in clashes, 92, 97. There are always problems. So the problem is not Kikuyus, Luos, Kalenjins. There is a deeper problem. And I think one of you mentioned is that people are using our tribes to get into office. So you see, the problem with that is if the system is fair, even if someone tries to use their tribes, like good will prevail. So for example, if there is tribalism, the rest of the country will try to vote that leader out because tribalism is bad manners. So, but the problem now comes in when, let's say, in 2007, the people of Kenya decide we are not in support of tribalism. We're going to vote this leader out, even if he's maybe doing good development, and that leader rigs the election. That's where the Kenyan problems come in. But if the systems were clean, if let's say we are comfortable with the process, even if someone is tribal, it does not matter. The problem now comes in is someone is tribal and there are no consequences for their actions because they know that maybe they'll rig the elections. And personally, I don't want to get into rigging because I don't know about rigging. The only rigging I know is 207. The others I'm not even sure about anything. But I think what we must do as Kenyans, we must sit down and ask ourselves, what is the problem? Because when I walk outside, I don't even think about anyone's tribe. I was born in Nairobi, raised in Nairobi, everything I've done in Nairobi. I'm a mixed, I come from two communities, Kisii and Kalenjin. My mother is Kalenjin, my father is Kisii. In 2007, we had a lot of relatives who were affected by the post-election violence. So to me, tribe does not even matter. It makes no sense, but I know that there is an issue of tribalism in Kenya, which is the big issue we must talk about. If we make sure, let's say, that elections are free and fair, we make sure that if a president comes in, he must respect regional balance. We make sure some things are non-negotiable. Let's say, if you look, let's say in Rwanda or many other countries, they have rules to protect against tribalism. If we do that, all these issues will not be a problem because we will be voting with our heads. We will know if this person A is elected, he must follow the constitution on issues of regional balance, blah, blah, blah. So whoever comes in, the issue of tribalism will not even matter. So if the most important thing we must do right now, let's not even condemn our leaders. Let's not condemn other tribes. There was a guy who came in and said Raila is a Luo Nyanza leader, which personally I was very offended. And I'm not even a Luo. As I've said, I'm a Kisii and a Kalenjin. So throughout the elections, I have family members who are on both sides. In 2007, most of Kisiis were in support of Kibaki. In 2013, the older Kisiis were in support of Kibaki. The young ones were in support of Raila. 2017, because the young people are increasing, more young people supported Raila, older people supported Kibaki. In 2022, this last election, majority supported Azimio because of Uhuru and Kenyatta. So when I sit here and hear someone saying Raila is a Luo Nyanza leader, I feel